So we got Aaron Rodgers signed a 1-year, $13 million deal with the Pittsburgh Steelers, finally. So
Hmm.
he's now joined up with the team as they're underway at mandatory minicamp. Imagine being a Steelers fan. You're in your 40s now, and you finally get the chick you always wanted in high school. 3 kids, 80 pounds later, baby daddy drama now, all of that shit, right? So that's how I'd feel anyway.
Got
Does
him.
Aaron Rodgers make the Steelers legit Super Bowl contenders?
Man, I don't even think the boys gonna make the playoffs this year. I don't think so. If Cincinnati come around, if they sign Trey Henderson in that rookie or whatever that's holding out, I think they got the playoff spot because they just missed out last year.
Yeah, they got hot late.
So I don't even think they're gonna get to the playoffs, but they might go 9-8, and keep his positive record intact, Tomlin or whatever. But I just don't think they got the talent to do that stuff, bro.
Mm-mm.
The defense hasn't been looking as good as late. It's just, man, you got new pieces over there, whatever. I mean, talent-wise, I mean, I feel like they're still doing good, but TJ Watt the last 6, 7 games really wasn't doing anything, bro. I don't think he put up a statistical category in anything, bro, in his last like 5, 6 games. Not a tackle, not a freaking sack, not a rush, not nothing. So I just don't know what's going on with the Steelers. I feel like this is a little bit too late for the Steelers. I think they got a shot, but not no Super Bowl. No way. There's too many teams that's
Mm.
intact and way better and way, you know what I'm saying? Man, it's just too many more teams that I think that can do this stuff way better than the Steelers trying to put something together at the end. You done lost so much already. You done lost so much.
Mm.
You lost your running back. Man, come on. It's just too much, bro. I think it's too much. Aaron Rodgers is not the savior anymore. You don't know what you're gonna get with him anyway. You're not the same guy, bro. You're not the
Nah.
same. You're not A-Rod, bro. You are Aaron. You are not A-Rod anymore.
I'm gonna be honest with you, man. Before I could buy into the Pittsburgh Steelers winning the Super Bowl, I'd need about a half a pound of edibles to do
Hmm.
so. It's not gonna happen. Not with this roster, definitely not gonna happen. Like you said, they'll be lucky to make the playoffs. Looking at this roster, let's look at the offense. You got Jalen Warren, running back number one. I like him, but not as
Hmm.
the main player.
Not the number one, right?
Najee's
Hmm.
gone to the Chargers now. And they got a couple rookies in there, but there's really no depth at that running back position, and that's their bread and
That's
butter.
the
Really,
main thing.
Keldon Johnson, I believe, from Iowa, is one of the rookies. He's doing really good in camp, so
Hmm.
watch for him to make a play. He could have fantasy value this year, but none of them are proven. Wide receiver, you got DK Metcalf and who else? Robert Woods, Calvin Austin. That's not enough.
Right.
Although I am expecting a big season though out of Roman Wilson this year because he was hurt all last year, he couldn't really play.
Hmm.
Pittsburgh's offensive line is young, man. This unit is also not proven. Their starting left guard, Isaac Samalu, is 31, and the rest are like 24 or younger.
Right.
That could be a huge factor this season.
Hmm.
I feel like the defense will be fine as usual. The addition of Darius Slay will certainly help. He's
Right.
still
Hmm.
got game,
Hmm.
but they have a bunch. They
But
have a
he's
bunch of.
older. He's older too.
He is older, and TJ Watt's 30, and they got to get that contract resolved and whatnot. And Cameron Hayward is obviously on the tail end. But
Hmm.
outside of that, man, they got a bunch of young, talented players on defense.
They
I
do.
don't expect them to fall off much at all. The defense will be fine. Let's look at their schedule now. So they were 10-7 last season. They lost 28-14 to the Ravens in the wild card.
Hmm.
Looking at their schedule here, they're going to get swept by Baltimore and Cincinnati this year.
Hmm.
Baltimore finally broke that streak last year and beating them 2 out of 3 games, including one in the postseason. They're going to be better this year. Cincinnati, as you mentioned, they'll definitely be better as long as they don't start too slow again. Cincinnati always starts slow and then they get hot at the end, and that's okay. But as long as you don't
Right.
start too slow, where you're
Too
like
bad.
4 or 5 games below 500, and now you're digging yourself out of a fucking hole. So that's kind of what they did last year. And then also, I feel like they'll split games with Cleveland. I feel like Pittsburgh will definitely split games with Cleveland. They do that more often than not.
Hmm.
And but looking at their schedule, I feel like the first 6 weeks will be monumental. They got the week 5 bye, but all the games are definitely winnable. They could start 5-1, but that's where it gets interesting, bro. So game 4 versus Minnesota is in London, but I feel like they could still win that game. Why the fuck?
That's hit or miss though. That's hit or miss.
That's hit or miss because I'm not sure what we're gonna get from Minnesota so far. I'm expecting JJ McCarthy to ball out. I want him to. You already know that. But
Hmm.
these first 6 weeks in these 5 games, the Jets they should win that game. But you never
You
know because
never
the
know.
Jets
You
might
never
have
know what how the
something
new
for them.
look. Right. The new look
Aaron
Jets.
Rodgers going back to New York.
Hmm. I'll
Excuse
say
me.
that's a win. I say that's a win.
Okay,
Then
so they could win that. Seattle,
Se Seattle.
they'll beat Seattle. They'll beat New England. Minnesota, maybe. And then you got to buy. Then you got Cleveland. But the first 6 weeks, man, you got to get your hot start there. Was the point I was trying to make in all this because after that it gets hard, bro.
Right.
Cleveland division opponent, then there's Cincy division opponent. You got Green Bay.
Green Bay.
You got the Colts, but the Colts beat them last year. You got the
Hmm.
Chargers, the Cincy
Yep.
again at the Bears. They'll mop the Bears up.
Hmm.
Buffalo,
Hmm.
Baltimore,
Yep.
Miami. They'll probably
Miami.
win that game at Detroit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. Hmm.
Cleveland again, and then Baltimore. Like, bro, that's a
Right.
schedule.
That's a
Yeah.
crazy schedule.
You
That's
got
a
to
crazy
start
schedule.
off solid. That's what I'm saying. Them first 5, 6 weeks are monumental for them this season.
Because the last 6, 7 games, shit, they might go 0-6. It's easily to go 0-6, bro.
Bro,
You feel
yeah,
me?
it's tough, bro.
Bills, Ravens, Dolphins,
Loss. They might beat the
Lions,
Dolphins.
Browns,
Loss.
Ravens.
They'll
Come
split
on,
with the
bro.
Browns and the
Right,
Ravens. I think they're
man.
gonna
That could
sweep
be
them.
easily 1-5. Slide right up because y'all start strong and y'all end out weak. So that's been the problem with the Steelers as of lately. I'm gonna go 9-8. It's a lot of stuff that I know Tomlin, man, mentally he gonna have that stuff going on, but you got a tough ass schedule, bro. I can't see you winning more than 9 game max. 7-10, 8-9, bro. Probably is the real.
That's the
I'm
realistic
thinking I'm thinking
expectation for
of
me.
of a I'm thinking that he's gonna go the 9-8 though.
If they go 9-8, then they'll still miss the playoffs more than likely because
Right.
Cincinnati and Baltimore will be better.
Cincinnati,
And one of
Baltimore.
them teams will win the
Right.
division, the other one will get the
Hmm.
wild card because you think obviously that Cincinnati and Baltimore will finish with better records than the Steelers this year, don't you?
Hmm. Hell yeah.
Right. So
Definitely. Definitely.
so that
Both of
being
those,
said,
both of those at
they
least 10-win teams. Both of those guys. At least
no
10 wins.
question. But I'm in agreement with you though, man. I don't they'll be lucky to make the postseason, bro. I got them going 7-10 this year, eight and
7 to
nine
10.
at the best.
Hmm.
That's what it's looking like to me, and which would be the first losing season under Mike Tomlin. But this
Right.
schedule, and they don't really have enough around Aaron Rodgers. I feel like he's not really in that better of a position this year than he was last year. He
Last
has a better
year.
defense now.
Hmm.
He has a better defense, but
Right.
outside of that, I don't know, man. They'll run the ball a little better. One would think against
Offensive line still
Baltimore.
kind of shaky. Still kind of shaky.
Offense is shaky. You got a young offensive line. I don't
Hmm.
know, man. I just don't think that Aaron Rodgers at this point in his career makes them that much better than Russell Wilson did at this point in his career.
Hmm.
So I just don't think it's going to help all that much. They might squeeze in a wild card if something unforeseen happens. Maybe they get a game that's a tie, so it
Hmm.
doesn't affect their record, so they can kind of squeeze in at the end of the season or something. But yeah, no way, no how does Aaron Rodgers to the Pittsburgh Steelers give them any type of
Mm-mm.
realistic Super Bowl
No way.
aspirations or expectations.
No way.
Not happening. No, sir.
Mm-mm.